What's going on, lads? Welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor, and boy oh boy, what's occurred here in the crypto market? We've gone lower, right? Bitcoin has went ahead and tagged the yearly open at $93,000. Now, I hope you guys aren't surprised by this move, right? We've been calling for this for quite a while now, right? Here's our yearly open right at 93,500. And it was just a few hours ago that Bitcoin went ahead and hit this level. As you can see, we have bounced pretty nicely, right, from 92,900 back up to 95K. But we are in now the overall general zone where I expect some type of at least local bottom to form. Ultimately, I still think we are going to see this $89,000 level. I did go over the 89K level in the last live stream. It doesn't have to hit, right? Because remember, this is a 2-month demand zone over here, right? This is the 2-month time frame. We have a rally-based rally demand zone. And Bitcoin has just went ahead and hit the proximal line of the demand zone, which also lines perfectly up with the yearly open. So again, this is the overall bottom zone. Now the 50% level of the 2-month demand zone, the equilibrium, is at $89,000. And we also have the 8-day hidden order block at $89,000. Okay, so I'm still expecting 89K, but I'm willing to say that overall this is the general bottom zone that I expect to form. Now, again, I hope this didn't catch you off guard. The market has been abysmal. It's been very, very brutal. Most people have checked out. Most people can't look at this anymore. Most people can't check their portfolio. Most people are done. They want nothing to do with this market, and understandably so, right? It's been just a total washout all of 2025. Besides Ethereum having a big run from like 2,500 up to almost 5,000, some altcoins doing really well. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, picking the right altcoins that ran this year, right? So that's why most people are just so done with this market. However, we're now at an interesting point in time, okay? We are coming up to the close of 2025. The year is almost over. And, I mean, yes, Bitcoin is just crashing, and it doesn't look like it's going to reverse. However, we're now in the overall bottom zone. And ultimately, we're still in a bullish structure on the Bitcoin higher time frame chart, right? The weekly low is technically down here at $74,000, the April low. As long as Bitcoin doesn't close below this low, this is still technically a bullish structure. All right? So it's darkest before dawn for sure. We got to keep our chin up. We got to stay in the game. It's always when you check out of the crypto market, right, when it's always boring and brutal like this, when you check out for like a month or two, and then things reverse and turn around, you're always like, wow, I wish I didn't check out. I wish I would have stayed active. Because there's always a new project that spawns and, you know, does some crazy X's. There's always something that happens when you check out. So it's very important to always keep tabs on the market, which is why I will continue to go live here. But overall, yes, just to summarize what is going on right now for Bitcoin, as long as we're above the April lows, we're not in a bear market, technically speaking. We're in the overall bottom zone that I'm expecting now with Bitcoin hitting the proximal line of the 2-month demand zone as well as the yearly open. I still think we will hit 89K. Now, let's go over some scenarios right now. Let's say that this yearly open hit, which just came into play a few hours ago, let's say the yearly open hit right here is the local bottom. Where are we going to bounce from here? Or even if we do go and hit 89K or 90K, which I think we will do, where will price bounce to? Personally, I think we're going to go to this 12-hour supply zone at $102,000. Hypothetically speaking, if this is the bottom right here, the local bottom, pull a fib from the fractal up to 107K, where's our golden pocket? My mic is scratchy. My mic is scratchy. That's unfortunate. I'm operating with limited equipment here as I'm traveling. Hopefully it's not horrible. Hopefully you guys can still like hear me clearly. But yeah, I am operating with limited equipment at the current moment in time. Shout out to James saying that the mic is good. I can hear, you guys can hear me, sweet. Anyways, where are we gonna bounce to, guys? I'm personally expecting, if this is the bottom, bounce up to 12-hour supply at the golden pocket, $102,000. From there, look, like, we'll see. Kind of catching a cold a little bit. I feel like I have to sneeze right now, but it's going away. Anyways, yeah, so bounce up to 102. Look, from there, like, I'm not sure, man. It's really hard to call. You know, we might potentially be headed lower from there. We'll take it level by level, one step at a time, but ultimately, like, let's just take it one step at a time, okay? Let's not get ahead of ourselves. For right now, I'm saying either the 93K tap at the early open is going to lead to a dead cat bounce to 102, or we go slightly lower to 89,000, and then we get the dead cat bounce to 102K on Bitcoin. If we go look at Tether dominance USDT, also real quick, actually, I want to share this tweet with you because this is very relevant. This is a good tweet from Trader Mercury. He put this tweet out yesterday. So he says, unironically, the only gigabulls on the timeline after the most recent sell-off are the same people who have been gigabullish during the sell-off up until now. And they coincidentally just so happen to have something to sell you. It's almost like they don't make money in markets even after being here for several cycles and need to feed you baseless hopium, then claim clout whenever prices relief bounce. But what do I know? Now look, I have something to sell you. I have my Crypto Empire Mastermind. You can go apply down in the description below. But with that being said, I have been vocally bearish here, right? I've been telling you prices are going to continue to drop here, and they just continue to drop and sink down lower, right? And he's absolutely correct. Most of crypto Twitter, most of crypto YouTube, it's a clown show out there, right? Most of these people have no idea how to analyze the market. They're just literally like, it's the blind leading the blind out there. All right, they don't have any of their own original ideas. They just repeat what they heard somewhere else. They can't think for themselves, and they've been telling you that the price is going to pump. It's going to pump. Oh, we're going to reverse for weeks, and we just continue to go down. So anyways, I do appreciate you guys continuing to come here and watch the live streams, even in these very brutal market conditions. And yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed the truthful, my honest analysis on the market. Again, you can apply to the mastermind down below. I'll be honest with you, there's not really a lot going on right now because the market is so shite. But when things do turn around, obviously we'll get going again. But yeah, keep that in mind, right? Be careful who you listen to. Speaking of the market being just shite at the moment, the fear and greed index is currently at a, what are we at? We're at a 17 in the fear and greed index. All right, so that is extreme fear territory. Now, we can look at this chart actually. This is interesting. If we look at what happens, let's get our dates correct here. So here we go, August. Yeah, so we were greedy in May. Very greedy in May, a bit greedy in June. July was pretty fearful until halfway through. Halfway through July and then a lot of August, we were in greed. So guys, keep in mind, the fear, we can stay in fear for a while, just like we can stay in greed for a while. So you're going to see a lot of people out there saying, oh, we're at a 17 in the greed and fear index. Like, we're bottomed, things like that. Understand, it can stay in extreme fear, just like it can stay in greed for quite a while. Okay, so yes, it's always good to get a gauge on the sentiment with the fear and greed index, but overall, it can stay there for weeks to months at a time. So it's important to understand that. But yeah, we are in extreme fear. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Like the on-chain coins are just getting massacred. Like base coins are getting absolutely massacred. Coins like, I was looking at Brett actually. Brett on base, total Ponzi. I've made my thoughts vocally clear on Brett for months, even years now. It's a shite coin. But yeah, it's at the lowest levels since really it was created back in March of 2024. 166. It's a miracle this thing is still at 167 million market cap. Ultimately, it probably will be going back down to zero where it spawned from. But yeah, like this isn't the only, like all base coins. Like go look at the other ones. Ski Mask Dog, 20 million. Just continuing to go lower. Toshi even sinking, still 176 million. DGen 50 million. Go look at KeyCat 12 million. Miggles 10 million. Like the on-chain massacre. Treble's holding 10 cents. Not doing that horrible compared to everything, but still chart looks like shite. Every chart looks like shite. Even though the daily, nobody's selling anymore. Look at these daily candles. Come on now. Holding well. But overall, yeah, guys, like base coins are getting destroyed. Sentiment is in the gutter. This was a crazy scam pump that happened on AIA, this AI coin. This thing literally pumped from $1 to $20. Now it's back down to 77 cents. Yeah, I mean, we're in just a crazy market condition for altcoins right now. But yeah, we're 100% in extreme fear. And we're also at a time right now where the herd, like back to this tweet, we're also at a time where all the people yelling at you that the bottom's been in every single dip for weeks now, they're also now flipping bearish. So now like everyone is flipping bearish, like everyone. So that tells me, yeah, we should probably look for a counteractive measure from the market, aka a relief bounce, a dead cat bounce, which is why I just went over my Bitcoin analysis where I think we'll probably see some type of bounce up here to the 12-hour supply at 102K. This looks like I'm lagging. There we go. There's my data. Yeah, a bounce up here to 102K. But anyways, I digress. All right, that's a little bit of a rant. That's just how I'm feeling right now on the market. Let's go look at USDT dominance. And USDT dominance has went up here and it has hit 5.9%. Now 5.9% is a fresh 2-day supply zone. Okay, we have went ahead up here and we have hit this fresh 2-day supply zone. Another reason why we should probably expect prices to put in some type of dead cat bounce. Now this can still go low or higher into the supply level. However, we do have a higher time frame triple drive in play right now, which is one of the most relevant, if not the most relevant reversal signal we can see in the market. Right, here is our triple drive on the higher time frame. Right, we have 1, 2, 3. Ultimately, we should expect this to act as a local top. And if USDT dominance does put in a local top here, we will of course see a crypto relief bounce come into play. Let me see what's going on here with our live chat, guys. Shout out to Calcutta. We have Vikey Odin. Closed below the 50 week. Not sure what to think anymore. Yeah, I mean, it's just bearish stuff in general. Shout out to Shane Stridham. He says, oi, oi, lads, late one tonight. Almost 2 a.m. Makes a night shift better if you're going live and I can catch it. Yes, sir. Awesome. Shane, that you're catching the live stream. Shout out to Dre. Shout out to CEO Jorge. I'm not sure about a 500x long. Probably not the best idea. Crypto Surfer. What's up, Crypto Surfer? How are you? Season 3 OG. James Kiam. Johannes. What's up, Johannes? Zeno Boy. Declan Y, what's up? Zeno Boy says Bitcoin's going to zero. I disagree with you. According to my thesis, it's not. Big Wave Dave, am I foolish to still think I should be buying this dip? I mean, if you want to play it as a dead cat bounce, then no, not necessarily. Hey guys, smash up the like button, absolutely. Shout out to Winnie55555. Will we ever get an altcoin season? So back to my thesis when it comes to altcoin season. I think we will see altcoin season when February of 2026. I've been saying that for a while now, and I'm still saying it. That's when I think we'll see some type of altcoin season. According to my magic crystal ball. Remember I said this months ago, I'm saying it again now. February 2026 is when we'll have altcoin season. We have Big Joe IRL. He says, wouldn't it be funny if this was pure manipulation and we have a massive run? I mean, that's what people have been saying. Like I was in a live stream like last week, and everyone, when Bitcoin was like, when Bitcoin was up here, like, I don't know, 100K or something, I was saying we're going to go down lower. We're going to 89K. And everyone's like, no, that's just what they want you to think. They're going to send it here. That's what they want you to think, guys. And here we are at almost 89K. And like every single time, everyone's like, oh, they're just manipulating people and faking them out. Like, no. It's just the market doing what the market's going to do. Ultimately, yes, I mean, markets go down, markets go up. Eventually, the market will have another massive run. But for Bitcoin right now, I don't see that necessarily happening. Like new all-time highs, things like that, it's iffy, and I just don't really see it in the cards at the current moment in time. If we are going to see new all-time highs, we need to see this thing break out past the swing high at 116K, and we're very far from 116K right now. Okay, we are now 22% away. I mean, of course, we can make a run up to 116K in like an hour. Right, Bitcoin has put in some crazy candles in the past, and I mean, maybe not an hour, maybe a day or two, right? But still, 22% isn't that much on Bitcoin. And we've also dropped now, I believe, 30% from the all-time high. Okay, never mind, 26%. So we have had a 26% correction from the all-time high. And again, ultimately, I don't expect a new all-time high until price can clear 116K. I just don't see it happening. Back to tether dominance. Triple drive is in play. It looks like we are likely going to see this thing fall back down lower. Because look, if not, I mean, there is still technically room for this to push up until like 6.7%. But yeah, I mean, the chart right now is screaming for a reversal with this higher time frame triple drive coming in right now. So yeah, with the herd also flipping extremely bearish, I think we will dead cat bounce basically. It's just a matter of it happens from right here, or if Bitcoin does go down to 89K. I personally think Bitcoin will go down to 89K before some type of dead cat bounce, but we'll see. Let's go look at Ethereum. So ETH went ahead and hit $3,000 on the dot just a few hours ago. Or was this like 3-4 hours ago? So it's like I have to sneeze. You think in a subtropical climate that I'm in right now in Southeast Asia, that I wouldn't have a cold like this. I haven't had a cold in like years, but here I am with a stuffy nose and a kind of like a sore throat, post-nasal drip. Who would have thought? Anyways, right now for ETH, look, we have signs that it wants to pump from here. First of all, we have a double bottom. We have 1, 2, with the RSI making the higher low, aka bullish divergence. So that is a sign that ETH wants to pump out of this. However, ultimately, my analysis has been to wait for my levels to get hit. Like, this is the type of trader I am. When I try and get away from my strategy, I don't do well. When I plan my levels well in advance and I just wait for price to come to my levels and then act, I always do much better. So my level on ETH has been 2,800 for a while now. Okay, we've hit 3,000. We haven't quite made it to 2,800 just yet. Ultimately, I do expect Ethereum to come down into 2,800, okay? So, yes, it looks enticing right now with a double bottom and bullish divergence, but I'm personally not that convinced. I think we can get even a third low for a triple drive bottom. Just like Bitcoin, I think is going to go to 89K. I think ETH is going to go to 2,800 personally. From there, dead cat bounce. And the thing that's interesting right now is I think that ETH is going to bounce harder than Bitcoin when we do get this dead cat bounce. Reason being, Bitcoin dominance has a clear trendline break here on the daily, okay, telling us that altcoins are stronger than Bitcoin. We also have ETH BTC in this 1 week demand zone, just here, that is likely going to produce some type of reaction, meaning that ETH will actually outperform Bitcoin on any type of market movement to the upside. All right, so the play right now, if you're looking to long, I would say focus on ETH rather than Bitcoin. And I still would look for ETH to go ahead and hit 2,800. And maybe it wants to bounce 20-25%. Right, back up to even, I should say, like 40%. Right, I think we can bounce all the way back up to $4,000 on ETH. I ultimately do think it will be a dead cat bounce, with the real low coming at like $2,500. So again, the levels have been marked out on ETH for weeks, if not months now. First level was here at like 3,300. The red boxes, guys, the red boxes have been the levels. So we took out the first red box, second red box 2,800, third red box 2,500. I think we're going to go lower. If you want the too long didn't read, summarized analysis. Yeah, I think we hit 2,800. All right, now some altcoins. So Litecoin has had everybody in a frenzy, right? Everyone calling for Litecoin to go to like $1,000 or something, 500 bucks, whatever. I did make a Litecoin video not too long ago. I mean, it was actually a while. It was a month ago now. That's crazy. Time is going at an accelerated rate. We're already over halfway through November. But anyways, I made this Litecoin video. And in the video, I gave my analysis that I suspect we are going to see $70 on Litecoin. Again, going off of our red boxes. Ultimately, I do still think we are going to see $70. Right? This is how it is, guys. I tell you the uncomfortable truth. You have people out there screaming and yelling at you that you need to buy Litecoin because it's going to explode and be the next Bitcoin. Meanwhile, you have me saying it's going to go to $70. People want to hear that it's going to explode. Of course they do. Everyone wants to make money. Everyone wants to buy something and watch it pump. Of course. But you can't always get what you want. Sometimes you get what you need, which is my analysis. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's go, lads. But anyways, yeah, for something like Litecoin, I would not buy the coin until it hits $70. I just wouldn't. Altcoins in general, back to the others chart. So if you guys routinely watch my live streams here, you know I've been saying don't buy any altcoins until it hits 180 billion on the others chart. Of course, others is every altcoin outside of the top 10. And I've been repeating myself don't buy alts until it hits 180 billion. Wait. Now I think I'm going to change my analysis actually. I still think we go lower, but maybe we don't go as low as 180 billion. So I'm actually going to pivot. I'm going to modify my analysis and say that we should look to buy altcoins at 200 billion. Okay, we have this wick low from June. All right. I would look for others to come down and basically sweep this wick low. And this is the level where I think we should really be very, very interested in buying alts at 200 billion. All right, so again, I'm going to go ahead and pivot and modify my analysis. No more 180 billion. We are now looking for 200 billion to buy altcoins on the others chart. All right, we're using this as a major chart for confluence. We want to look where altcoins are at when we hit 200 billion. If they're in levels of interest, we buy. As of right now, at 235 billion on this chart, there's just no action to take other than maybe look for shorts on a relief bounce. So yeah, that's what I think about altcoins in general. I think we still go lower, but not as low as I was originally anticipating. Reason being, again, Bitcoin dominance breaking down, ETH BTC showing strength. And by the way, when others does hit 200 billion, I do think we should look for ETH BTC to be in this 1 week hidden order block at 0.029, the ETH BTC ratio. So that's some pretty important stuff right there in terms of when to buy your altcoins, when I think the bottom will come. And yeah, basically I think we're still going to go lower. When is Treasury money refilling crypto liquidity from Crypto X Surfer? So quantitative tightening is going to end on December 1st. However, that doesn't mean that the Fed is going to start injecting liquidity into the markets on December 1st. It could take a few months for them to really start quantitative easing. So nobody really knows when Treasury money is going to refill crypto liquidity. I suspect, again, February 2026 is when we'll see some type of positive move for altcoins. Let's see. Shane says, unusual getting a cold, still on carnivore. Nah, I'm not on carnivore, man. I eat a well-balanced diet nowadays. Yeah. Terry says, it's over, hopeless, and need dip. I don't have a reason. I'm not trading just spot, but spot is broken too. So listen, man, you got to keep your chin up. Terry, you got to keep your chin up, brother, right? Understand, tough times don't last, tough people do. I don't want to turn into a motivational coach here, but let's be real for a second. Like I said earlier in the stream, you can always check out of crypto. You can stop paying attention for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months when the market is boring like this. But when things do eventually turn around, you always regret checking out. So you might as well just stay up to date. At least just watch the streams here. Because I'll tell you what I think is going on. And yes, sometimes I'm wrong, but I am right more than I am wrong. And I've been vocally bearish here, telling you that we're going to continue to get crushed. And we just continue to get crushed here. All right, so don't check out yet, brother. It's not over as long as you got air in your lungs. And you can always make a comeback for the ages, right? You got to believe in yourself. But yeah, it will get better. For now, yeah, it's cooked. I agree. But I wouldn't give up. Let's see. Big Wave Dave. What's up, Big Wave Dave? He says, I want to accumulate more TAO before the halving and a potential alt season pump early 2026. What price target do you recommend I look for? Still think 240 is on the table? Yes. Yes, I do. So let's look at TAO here. So let me make it clear. Let's treat this as a range. So currently, if we're treating this as a range, technically, the range low right now is still here at $297. 297 is like a must defend level, a very important structural support on TAO. Again, $297 right here. As you can see, this has provided nice bounces in the past. Candles don't close below this like 297 level, all right? Even the flash wick on October 10th, the candle still closed right at the range low at 297. So the first level to look to buy TAO, in my opinion, would be the range low at $297. However, I still am in the camp that we will go ahead and head down to the higher time frame demand. I think this is likely going to coincide with what we were just talking about on the others chart, where others will be at 200 billion. I think we'll see ETH BTC at 0.029, and that's likely going to line up with TAO in this higher time frame demand zone at around 240. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe 297, the current range low, is defended. So let's look for that. But ultimately, yeah, I still think 240 is 100% on the table still. So Big Wave Dave, I hope that helps, my man. That's what I'm looking at for TAO. I don't think the bottom is in here at 322 currently. At least we hit 297 again. Ultimately, though, I still think 240. GS Cash, my man GS Cash says, what about Monad? What do we do? So I'm going to make a video. I'll do that today, man. I got to start making videos again. I'm just smashing the gym out here. You know what I'm saying? But we'll start pumping out videos again. Then I'll make a Monad video today. But yeah, the mainnet's going to launch, what, in 6 days on November 23rd? So we'll see what happens with that launch. I think Atlantis is still going to crush it because it's launching at such a low valuation. Let's actually check up on the Atlantis right now. But yeah, I mean, definitely it's not launching in opportune market conditions. Maybe we do get this dead cat bounce when it launches and it goes a bit, crazy. That could happen. Let's see, 457K. So it's at halfway, basically, this sale. Keep in mind, if it doesn't fill up, the tokens just will never be minted, meaning that the actual market cap is going to be even lower at the launch, which is, in my opinion, even more bullish for Atlantis. But yeah, I'm pretty hype about that, even in these shite market conditions. But be on the lookout for my Monad video. I'll talk about what we do. If you got the airdrop, I would say at least realize some profit from it. I still think Atlantis is the best opportunity on Monad. Most of the other projects are just VC extractions. But yeah, I'll make a video about that. Shout out to Brasco Bad Boy. He says, smash the like, Mr. Aura, the realest of the real. Appreciate you, Brasco Bad Boy, my man. Mina Labib says, I really like watching you, Mr. Aura, and respect your analysis. But may I ask you, why do you always talk to the sideliners? How about the guys who are already invested based on your old good calls? I mean, I talk to everyone. If you have a specific question about the guys who are already invested on my old good calls, you can ask that question. But yeah, like, what do you want to know? Ask and you shall receive. Critic Cricket Critic says, Connor, meme coins, you think they will pump? Not really. Meme coins have just been destroyed, right? Meme coins have been a bit destroyed because of pump fun, because of all the scammers on crypto Twitter. See, the issue is, right, actually, let's look at SPX, right? Shout out to Murad. This thing's still somehow holding almost a 500 million market cap. Sold the dream, right? Sold the dream to a lot of people. A lot of people just destroyed now. Now, the issue with meme coins nowadays, and why I don't really think they'll pump hard, is because the second that the market flips bullish, all of the scammers, all of the pond scum, the leeches, the extractors, the second the market flips bullish, they'll start launching their trash memes again, like they always do. Shilling it on the timeline. This is the best thing ever. Look at this meme coin I found. Like Crash found Brett. My ass, he found Brett. He obviously made it. I mean, fair play to him. He convinced the masses, a bunch of gullible sheep, that he found it. And it went to billions. He made a lot of money from that. Fair play to him, right? He played on the stupidity of the crowd. Anyways, easy to manipulate people if you want to, man, right? But can you sleep at night if you do that? That's the question you have to ask. Anyways, the second the market flips bullish again, all of this scum are going to come back out and launch their shite again. And it's just going to be a cesspool of extraction. So I don't really see meme coins doing that well for that specific reason. I think DeFi will do well. I think AI will do well. OpenAI is going to launch at like $1 trillion valuation in 2027. I think that's going to create a crazy AI bubble. DeFi, with interest rates going to go lower now that quantitative tightening is ending, should do really well. Projects like Treble, Atlantis, DeFi projects, I think will do pretty good. Other DeFi projects as well, obviously. Aerodrome just had a big announcement, things like that. But meme coins, nah, not really, no, for the reasons I just said. Let's see, Army Casty, I know you're bullish about Treb. Have you heard about ZEX rebranding to Bullet? Basically like Treb on Sol, from my understanding. No, I have not heard about ZEX. See, the issue with a lot of these other dexes is, like, I don't know who's behind the project. Like, I personally met the CEO of Treble at Ethereum Denver earlier this year in February. So, like, if they do something, like, I know who they are. I'll expose them, and I'll make sure they pay for it. These other random dexes, like, I don't know who's behind that. I don't know if I can trust them, right? Like, I don't know any of that. So it could be like Treb, but it's probably not like Treb in that regard, right? You don't know who's behind the project. You don't know what their intentions are. I feel like I have a good grasp on who's behind Treb, and look at the actual building they've done, right? They don't stop, so. No, but I've never heard of Bullet. Never heard of it. Are you in any subnets on Tau? Very, very little. I made the subnet video on Tau the moment it launched in February this year. And that's the only time I touch subnets. So, I mean, not really. I still own subnet 19. I still own subnet 64 shoots, but I haven't really bought any since February this year, yeah. So, shout out to Unicron telling everyone to smash the like button. Otis says he wants Bitcoin to fart up. Yeah, Dead Cat Bounce. Thoughts on Cetus? So Cetus is it's the Sui Dex, right? Cetus. Or is it Solana now? I could have swore this was Sui. I guess they moved to Sol. Interesting. No thoughts on Cetus. Probably gonna. Let's see. Yeah, so it is the Sui Dex. So, I mean, it looks like most altcoin charts. Market cap is 30 million. Look, if you want to buy it, I would still say wait for, like, use the metrics I went off, right? For buying altcoins, use the metrics I've been talking about, which are the two main ones in my opinion. Others, 200 billion now, and ETH BTC 0.029, right? If you want to buy something like Cetus, do it then. In my opinion, I wouldn't touch this coin. All right, I just wouldn't touch it. But yeah, it does look like most DeFi coin charts right now, so that's just the reality of it. Let's go take another quick look at Bitcoin over here, guys. So yeah, I mean, it does look like we are going to get a relief bounce, actually. It's hard to say because it's technically Sunday night. What is it, 9:26 p.m. Sunday night over on the east coast of the U.S., Eastern Standard Time. 9:26 p.m. Right, so it's Sunday. Usually we see the market pump on Sunday and then reverse to start the week. This time we actually dumped on Sunday. So are we going to get an opposite where we dump on Sunday and then we pump to start the week? We'll find out. Ultimately, I'm sticking to my analysis and saying 89K is going to be the bottom. We have hit the yearly open at 93, so we are now in the official overall bottom zone, but I still think we are going to go lower. If we do dead cat bounce, I would look out for 12-hour supply at 102K before ultimately sticking down even more. If you did take these longs, right, let's say you longed Bitcoin at the yearly open at 93, I would move your stop to break even right now. I would not risk anything right now. It's very shaky still. Let's say, for example, you longed ETH down here at 3K. I would have the stop at break even. Don't risk anything in this market because ultimately I think ETH will hit 2,800. I think Bitcoin will hit 89,000. I think others will hit 200 billion. I still think we're going to drop down lower. So that's it. That's it, lads. Let's see. What about useless coin? What is shite coin? Nothing to say about useless. It looks like it just rug pulled. I would stay far away from this shite. A chart like this, I mean, I would let it come all the way home. Where is home? Down here. Right, this thing is shite. I would use zero energy, right? Don't burn any brain calories even thinking about useless coin, in my opinion. Even if it did, for some whatever reason, pump, like, it's not worth wasting any brain calories on this garbage shite coin. Shout out to FBS. He says, good to see you, mate. Good to see you too, bro. He says, thoughts on Dusk. The fundamentals as a privacy coin look better, in my humble opinion, than Zcash and Dash. Chainlink integration, more compliant, target regulated finance. So Dusk, yeah, it's been around for a while. It's an old coin. Multiple cycles. These lows are from 2020 at 1 cent. It's currently at 6 cents now. So I haven't caught up on any of these fundamentals. I just remember this coin from the last cycle. Thoughts on Dusk. So the chart is interesting in the sense that it has cleared the previous swing high, closed above it. It pulled back into liquidity over here. Pulled back to the quarterly open. And now it's bouncing. So maybe it will do well like Zcash and Dash have done well. I don't have any conviction personally in this coin. Maybe you do, right? But with that being said, I missed Zcash. I missed Dash. I didn't have conviction in those either personally. So, you know, with Dusk, I also don't have conviction that it's going to pump or anything like that. I mean, the chart, it did have a move up with the whole privacy coin thing going crazy. It did close above the previous swing high, which is something to note. It looks like it has just pulled back to the 786 in the quarterly open. I mean, oh, look, I'm bearish on the market right now still. So I would say if you want to buy Dusk, wait for others to hit 200 billion and wait for ETH BTC to hit 0.029. Wait for ETH to hit at least 2,800. Wait for my majors to hit their bottoms and buy your altcoins then. That's what I think, man. Right? My analysis, like the crypto market is so correlated. Coins like Zcash are a needle in a haystack. Right? This thing is a needle in a haystack type of move. Very, very hard to find and identify beforehand. If you did hold Zcash from like $30 up until now, I mean, huge credit to you. I would say you're part of like a 1% crowd, even maybe less. And it does look Zcash is like potential top is forming. Very strong bearish divergence here with price making a double top. Call it the McDonald's M pattern. So, I don't know. We'll see. But every time someone's tried to call a top on this thing, it just pumps up. So, it's hard to say. Anyways, yeah. Mina Labib says, thanks, man. I mean, in general. I got some good calls from you, like Doge, Tau, Keyboard Cat. But now I do not know if I should sell and buy lower or just ride with them. I cannot buy anymore. So, as a general rule of thumb, I'm also holding coins like Tau. Yeah, I mean, all these coins pumped multiple X's. Now they're all shitting the bed. The entire market is shitting the bed. So as a general rule of thumb, yeah, it sucks to be holding spot right now. But I don't like to try and trade bags like that. So yeah, I mean, I would say don't try and get cute to sell and buy back lower. Right? It's just a tough spot to be in. Most people are in this position. I mean, in general, the move would have been to exit all spot positions months ago. But, you know, I didn't do that. You didn't do that. So, lessons learned. But I would say to just keep your chin up and get through this time. If you can't buy more, if you can't lower your average, I still wouldn't recommend to sell to try and buy back lower. Because, like, what if things don't go that way and things reverse and like it's just too much on the table. I don't recommend to try and get cute and trade those bags. Like I think a coin like Keyboard Cat will do really well when the base airdrop hits. I think Tau will still hit $1,000 per coin. I like just like Ethereum as well. Like what about taxes, right? Everyone's like, oh, go into stables and then buy back all this. Like if you buy Ethereum at 2K and you're going to sell it at 6K, you wait for the 6K to get hit, in my opinion. It's an investment. So, yeah, I mean, there's 1,000 ways to skin the cat. I wouldn't recommend to try and be cute and sell and buy back lower, especially at this point. Months ago, it would have made way more sense, but now, yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it. Let's see. Owl of Minerva, happy to be here. Thoughts on Linea, ZBCN, Oasis, Rose. So everyone was talking about Rose a few days ago because it flipped the support resistance level and then it ultimately didn't hold that SR flip. Whereas Rose, here it is. Right, Rose flipped the support resistance flip level at like 2 cents. on this pump, reversed. So thoughts on Rose? It needs Bitcoin to do well, and it's also like it's kind of just like a dead coin that whales might pump. So very iffy play, and it's definitely not high on my buy list. Right, it lost the support resistance flip at 2 cents, so it needs to reclaim it, and then maybe only trade it if it shows if it shows strength. Excuse me. Shout out to Rigoberto. Shout out to Fiat Hater. What's going on, lads? Good to have you here in the chat. Linea looks like shit. Classic airdrop pattern. It probably will find some type of bottom. Again, wait for others 200 billion. Wait for ETH BTC 0.029 if you want to buy. It probably will do the classic airdrop move where it sells off and then it pumps. OP is the perfect example. Here's my beautiful Picasso drawings. But an example of the airdrop pattern is Optimism OP. Linea might be doing it now, where it dumps hard, it finds a bottom, and then it pumps hard. So yeah, Linea could potentially do something like this. Ethereum layer 2, same narrative. And then ZBCN had a whale pump. I mean, I think this thing has inflated value right now. It's just in a range low down here at 0.0023. So always look to buy a range low. But I wouldn't be surprised if it retraces this entire pump, personally. Hate to be such a pessimist. But who's a buyer of this coin up here? I mean, nobody in their right mind would be a buyer of this coin up here, in my opinion at least. If you want to be exit liquidity, you can go for it. Does Bonk have a chance to survive and do well? As the original Solana meme, yeah, it has the chance to survive and do well. However, if you want to buy a dog meme coin, I would wait for Dogecoin. And ultimately, I think Dogecoin will actually come down to at least 12 cents, if not bear market prices like 6 cents. But yeah, I would wait for Doge to come to at least 12 if you want to buy a dog coin. And let's go look at Aster real quick. So Aster not doing terrible right now. Doesn't look horrible at all. So let's see if CZ and the cronies want to send this thing up to supply. I think a lot of people are thinking this thing is, when it does pump, it will like go to new all-time highs. My analysis from weeks ago hasn't changed. All this red is very heavy supply. This is where the whales dumped it in the past. right? You guys remember when everyone on the timeline was screaming Aster to $5 and all that? The whales were all selling. It was all in distribution up here. So ultimately, I think if it does come back into the red, whales are going to just dump it again. The herd will get bullish. The herd will buy it up here in supply, and the whales will sell into that. So yeah, if you want to trade it up to like $1.60 to $2, go for it. I would say don't even overcomplicate it, and it has to hold this structure here basically in the lower time frames. Right, look for it to hold this general support area and break out. But yeah, don't fall for the trap of it going to like $10. I think the whales are probably going to sell it off hard again in supply up here. Shout out to Owl of Minerva. Last coin in the privacy space, thoughts on Pirate Chain. I like Pirate Chain, man. I've liked it since 2021. I don't own any currently, but that song that they play, that pirate song, it's very catchy. You probably know which one I'm talking about. Ultimately, it's still a very low market cap. It's on a tear right now. Privacy is a hot narrative. So maybe it goes parabolic like Zcash and just continues to pump. The all-time high is like $17. It's 64 cents right now. So if you're really bullish on this coin and you want to buy the dips, it's not a horrible idea. Just be responsible and understand that we are not in great conditions for altcoins. So this might be a needle in the haystack. For sure. Monero's doing well, Zcash is doing well, Pirate Chain is doing well. So maybe it does continue to go well. It's holding trend. It's showing no signs of weakness. It's very clearly higher highs and higher lows. The weekly has closed above the previous swing high, so it doesn't look bad. Is capitulation over? No, I think Bitcoin goes to 89K. I think ETH goes to 2,800. If we do dead cat bounce from here, I don't expect it to be a full-blown reversal. I only expect it to be a dead cat bounce. Go watch the beginning of the stream where I talk about that. Anyways, lads, we are going to go ahead and wrap up the stream right now. Appreciate you all for being here, truly. Smash up the like button. Look, I know this market sucks. I know times are tough in general. The economy in general is just not in a great point, not in a great spot right now. All you can really do is just keep your head up and wait for times to get better. The Fed is going to end quantitative tightening on December 1st. Ultimately, I expect QE to kick in at some point in time and for that to lead to some type of bull market with interest rates dropping, money getting cheaper to borrow, more liquidity going injected into the markets by the Fed. But that's probably not going to happen for at least a few months. So just hunker down and subscribe to Crypto Empire. I'll keep on bringing you the latest and greatest analysis, what I think is going to be playing out. And yeah, we'll take it level by level, step by step, day by day. For now, just keep your head up. Stay strong, lads. Go to the gym, right? The market's shit, so you might as well look after your body. See, in a bull market, everyone forgets how important health is. Everybody neglects the gym. Everybody eats a horrible diet. Now when the market washes out, everyone's like, wow, I can't believe I let myself go so much. So at least just like go to the gym. It's the cheapest it's not cheap. It's the least expensive thing you can do and the greatest ROI activity. Just invest in yourself right now. That's my motivation for the day, lads. I'll see you all. Have a great day. And Connor from Crypto Empire signing out. See you in the next video.